welcome to Business Maker. I am here with my very good friend, yung idol ko sa negosyo, Joey Espiritu of Food Chow. Joey, welcome sa show.
RJ, thank you. Thank you for dropping by sa aking warehouse. I'm excited on this.
Yung warehouse, itong empire mo dito. Kasi nakita ko dito kanina, Joey, na hindi lang yung Food Chow yung negosyo mo dito. Habang nandito rin ako, pakibagita lang, you actually have 5 businesses, right?
Yeah.
More or less, so yung una is Food Chow, which we'll talk about a bit more later on. Pero anong ibang negosyo mo? Very briefly.
Just to share to you how we started na RJ, para lang at least ma-share ko sa iyo yung humble beginning. Started with just 3,000 capital. 19 years ago, RJ, ito yung unang business namin. Ito rin yung una kong pinagawang signage sa isang napakaliit naming opisina. Nagbabalance lang kami noon.
So this is a big warehouse. So yung understanding ko is mga 4 out of your 5 businesses are all here.
Actually, RJ, this is a 1,920 square meter. Dalawang company lang to. This is for 10 King and Pro Tent only.
10 King and Pro Tent. Oh, here. This is 10 King over here. So we've got 10 King over here. And what does 10 King do basically?
We're engaged in tent rental business. Nag-evolve na rin siya. Hindi na kami limited sa rental, but we started selling tents na rin. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao.
Wow, it's such a big warehouse. I saw over here, you have tents that are mga isolation tents ng pandemic. You had those already. Then you also even had the large mga magagarbong tent, di ba?
Yeah. Nung pandemic, RJ, we started selling ng mga isolation tents and quarantine tents kasi maraming mga hospitals kulang na sa space. So yun yung isa sa mga nagbigay sa amin ng malaking benta nung pandemic. Ngayon, dahil bumalik na ulit yung events, bumalik na rin ulit yung aming rental business, and at the same time, we were able to introduce yung aming pagbebenta ng mga tents sa iba't ibang companies dito sa Pilipinas. RJ, I just want you to meet my wife.
Okay.
Ambel, RJ.
Yung totoong, kapal yung totoong boss nito. The better half of Mr. Espiritu over here. Yeah. Joey, sino si Manang A?
Okay. I'm happy to share with you, si Manang A is my mother-in-law.
Okay.
Someone that I love, someone that I really trust. At napakalalim ng relationship ko sa kanya. The day na she wanted na mag-retire na talaga sa pagtatrabaho, sabi niya, Joey, please manage my catering business. So what I did, I rebranded, I changed everything. I changed the setup, I changed the service, I changed everything. So before, kaya lang namin 1 event per day. O kaya lang namin 100 packs per day. But right now, I'm happy to share na kaya na natin kahit 5 weddings per day.
Wow!
And up to 1,000 packs, kaya na rin din natin mag-manage. Going kami ngayon this year, looking forward for 1,500 to 2,000 packs per day. We're offering Filipino dishes, and then what we're doing is, you tell me your budget and we'll come up with a package for that.
I like that. How did you start off coming here and putting all your different businesses here? Was the warehouse available?
When we started, RJ, sa likod lang kami ng bahay namin.
Oh.
And then, nakita namin na the company is continuously growing. So, we need to look for a bigger warehouse. By accident lang to, RJ.
Talaga?
Papunta lang kami ng Tagaytay looking for a space, and then nakita namin na may vacant na mga warehouse. So, chinek namin. Takot na takot ako noon, RJ. Kasi ang rental nasa 35,000. Syempre, maliit lang ako negosyante. Nilakasan lang namin yung loob namin. Sige, kahit isa mo ng warehouse. Ngayon, after 10 years, we now have 6 warehouse na nandito sa area na rin.
This is the warehouse of?
For rent.
For rent. Very nice name. Exactly what it does, for rent.
Yeah. Short story, RJ. 2016, I started this company with just 300 shares.
300 shares?
Yeah, from that 300 shares, ako yung marketing, ako yung nagbubuhat, katuwang ko isang empleyado lang. And then, after 6-7 years, we now have more than 4,000 shares.
Wow.
And we're now operating in Calabarzon, Metro Manila, and Central Luzon. We're not just into rentals this time, we're now selling shares in Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So dito namin ginagawa yung mga shares. Ito yung mga binebenta namin mismo. So as you can see, talagang lahat yan. Iniisa-isa namin talaga yung bawat parts ng upuan. Hi, good afternoon.
Saan yung mga ginamit to? Alam ko yung mga magagandang mga big time wedding reception yung mga to.
June Binay.
Kay June Binay.
Na wedding. And then, kasal ni
Derek Ramsey.
Derek Ramsey, kasal nung anak ni Gretchen Barreto. And then si Maine Mendoza.
Maine Mendoza.
Tayo rin din yon, kasal ni Ay de las Alas.
Shares of the Stars.
Yeah.
Dito kayo sa For Rent, di ba?
Kaya ang aming tagline namin dyan, Seat to Happiness.
Seat to Happiness. I like
Part of our objective is to help some caterers, some venues that they don't need to buy chairs anymore. We'll support them, we'll help them so they'll be able to expand their
So
business.
yun yung pain point. Para you handle what you handle, you worry about your expertise, will take care of these other pain points, which are not your core business.
Focus on your core and then we'll support you.
Ang ganda ng story mo. Actually, habang pinapakinggan kita, naalala ko na yung aking business partner na si Jomag sa Potato Corner. Yun sinabi niya kung paano niya simula yung negosyo. Sabi niya, when people ask you, can you do this one? Yes! Kahit hindi mo alam, and then babalik ka dyan at gagawa ka ng paraan para gawin yung produktong yan.
Exactly what happened to us.
Wow, really, really great story.
It's not a plan. You identify a pain point. Sabi nung kaibigan ko, kailangan nila ng tent. Right then and there, wala naman ako alam sa tent. I just learned along the way. And then from one problem up to the other, I was able to identify more opportunities. Doon na dumating si Ten King, si Fored, si Manang A, and si Protem.
Very inspiring kasi pag nakikita ko dyan, pag ikaw rin ay isang negosyante, it's not just about doing your business, but sinasabi nga ni Simon Sinek, knowing your why. So, diba? What was your why for the business?
Always my employees. I have a choice during the pandemic. I can just save myself. Okay naman kami ng pamilya ko, may savings naman ako. But with 300 employees, ang isang tunay na leader ay hindi mo masusubukan kapag maayos lang ang sitwasyon. Mapapatunayan mo yung mahusay na leader yan kapag hindi okay ang sitwasyon. After the pandemic, we did not just survive.
We thrive.
We thrive.
You grew. Oo.
We thrive. And natutuwa pa ako na mas dumami pa yung mga empleyado na natulungan namin dahil hindi kami sumuko.
At isa pang maganda sa background mo, because if people start listening to you speak, it's so inspirational. Pero hindi ang mga tao na ikaw nagsimula bilang isang Catholic Christian missionary, hindi pa ba? Tell me a bit more about that, because I'm very interested. You said parang singles ka noon. Ako nag-singles din ako nung dumaan ako sa, nung ako'y single, of Singles for Christ. Tell me a bit more about how that influenced you as an entrepreneur.
I can still remember nung binata pa ako, RJ, I was part of Singles for Christ. I'm very active. I love my God and I glorify Him in everything that I do. Na-meet ko yung wife ko doon sa Singles for Christ. Parehas kaming nagsaserve sa Panginoon. Naniniwala akong RJ, everything that I have right now, we are just stewards of these blessings.
Amen. God is good. And finally, we come to the baby of Joey, Espiritu. It's a business that's very close to my heart, which is food and beverage. This is his food chow business, which actually began not as a food or distributor. It started out as a restaurant business,
Exactly. 2018, RJ, ano lang siya restaurant business talaga siya sa Silang, Cavite. Napakaliit na restaurant lang siya. But because of the pandemic, I need to close it. Pero syempre, yung lumalabas yung leadership pa rin din natin, looking for opportunities na may trabaho yung mga empleyado. Doon na ako nag-pivot.
So yan,
Ginawa ko na siyang
close,
FMCG.
you pivot, you find the other opportunities.
Exactly.
So, tell me a bit more about paano nagsimula ulit itong food chow from a food business. Paano siya naging distribution business?
Okay. The story behind it is, nakita ko siya, RJ, na maraming mga Pilipino during the pandemic na nagbe-bake. And one of the ingredients ay MY San Graham. I tried to find some network. Luckily, yung isa ko estudyante nagtatrabaho sa Mondnisin. So, nung nag-apply ako, they are impressed on our presentation and they gave us the exclusive distribution in South Luzon. Fast forward, after 3 years, we are now the exclusive distributor of NutriAsia, Mondnisin, and Oleofats.
NutriAsia, and Olive. Wow! Wow! Quite impressive. And to think all this happened in the pandemic, so really sometimes the situations really like that one, like you said earlier on, diba? They don't test you. They actually can be the biggest opportunity for you to grow the business, diba? Tell me a bit more about the warehouse here right now.
Okay. Would you believe, RJ, when we started, ganito lang kaliit yung aming
Ito
space. Ito lang, yan lang.
espasyo mo lang.
Yan lang ang space namin. Okay, October 2020 yon. And a few boxes only. But after 3 years, I'm happy to share it with you na we have yung ganitong kalaking warehouse.
Check it out. Look at that.
Dato Puti, Silver Swan, Mamasitas, MY San Graham, and yung mga oil ng Oleofats. We also have yung mga condensed ng Oleofats.
Wow,
As you can see, the packaging ay mga malalaki kasi nga pag food service talaga kami. We're not into retail. So here, this is the extended part ng ating warehouse. As you can see, we have the condensed milk. And then, of course, yung mga ginagamit na milk sa coffee shop, meron din tayong ganun. Then, MY San Graham, and the rest ay mga oil.
And that started all from MY San Graham. That's what started the show for them over here.
RJ, welcome sa office ng Food Shop.
Hello, everybody.
Kim, welcome. Si RJ Ledesma. This is Team Food Chow.
Team Food Chow. Yeah, mukhang busog na busog si Team Food Chow. So how many people do you have right now under Food Chow?
Okay, sa Food Chow, approximately around 50 to 60 employees. We have our own sales team, we have our own operations team, accounting team. And then, ang ginawa namin ngayon, we have around 15 to 16 na mga agents. Sila yung mga nakamotor na umiikot sa mga restaurants to offer our products. And then, we're continuously growing. And I'm happy to share with you, RJ, we got the Food Service Distributor of the Year for NutriAsia, for Oleofast, and we got the Agility Award sa Mondnisin for 2 years in a row.
Wow.
We're hitting the highest sales percentage performance na we were able to beat all the other food service distributors nationwide.
And the big thing that I'm so honored and humbled to be here interviewing you is that you just recently won the Agora Awards, the 42nd Agora Awards for Outstanding Achievement in Entrepreneurship Small Scale, which my company won back in 2018. Pero nagtataka ako, bakit small scale yung sa'yo? Dapat yung ano na yan, dapat yung medium scale or large scale yung napanalunan mo.
Yung sa Agora kasi, yung in-apply ko is sa 10 King. We were still considered as a small-scale company. So, I am still honored and very happy with this award kasi naniniwala ako na it's not just about me, RJ. I just want my employees to be proud working in my company.
That's right. And finally, the most interesting thing which I like about what you've been doing is that, you were able to actually use BPI, you were able to use bank financing to be able to grow. Ngayon, ibang tao, yung mga ibang Pinoy, natatakot humiram sa bangko. Up to now, we spoke with the BPI people. People are very scared to grow their businesses by borrowing money kasi ayaw nilang magkautang, di ba? But what was your mentality? Why did you approach the bank to borrow money? Because if you think about it, sasabihin ko na lang, may negosyo naman ako dito sa 10 King, may negosyo naman ako dito, pwede ko naman kunin yung pera dito para yan yung gagamitin ko pangpuhunan ng Food Chow.
I kasi remember noong pandemic, okay na si 10 King. Business is doing good. Okay na si catering, si Manang A, okay na si Foreign. Pero may isang company yung aking restaurant na Food Chow na pinivot ko. The problem sa FMCG, kailangan mo ng inventaryo, RJ. Hindi ka pwedeng magbenta at mag-distribute kung wala kang inventaryo. And it requires big capital. And ang isang strategy ko kasi, RJ, I don't use the money ng iba kong kumpanya for another company. Can you imagine, RJ, I was moving around different banks, asking for help to give me that additional capital. And alam mo naman sa pandemic, nung time na yung mga bangko, mas naghigpit sila.
At mahirap rin gumalaw kasi physically, mahirap gumalaw.
Exactly. And isa pang case nito, hindi sila masyado nagpapautang kasi alam nila ang mga negosyo hindi maganda. But there's this one bank na all of a sudden, RG, may tumawag sa akin, offering their services. Sabi nila, his name is Joseph Aurelio, a representative of BPI sa aking warehouse. He presented yung kanilang loan program. I'm very excited. Sabi ko, I'm going to avail it. Luckily, na-approve yung aking application. And then, nung pinahiram na nila ako nung kapital na ito, nakabili na ako ng inventaryo, na mas lalo kami naging agresibo, mas lalo kami nagbenta kasi meron na kaming stock. From then on, nag-move forward lalo kami, mas lalo kami naka-expand dahil sa tulong na ginawa ng BPI. And that's something that I will never forget.
Now, when they started off with BPI, it was an initial loan, right? What did you do from there? Were you able to, did you go back to BPI again after that one to borrow more money to even grow Food Chow even bigger?
Good question. After ko na mag-first loan ko, dahil lumalaki na siya ng lumalaki, automatically, kulang na naman ako ng kapital. So I have no choice but to borrow again. And again, na-approve ulit yung aking loan request. At yun ulit ang ginamit ko para doon sa inventaryo. Right now, we're in Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Quezon, and Mindoro. Simply because there's this one bank who trusted me. Na alam nila, kahit wala akong collateral na binigay, sumugal sila sa akin. At hindi ko makakalimutan na may isang bangko na nagsumugal na tumulong para mapalaki ko si Food Chow.
So, thanks again so much for sponsoring us here. The very lovely BPI office, 22nd
Our pleasure.
floor. Great view of Makati over here.
Our pleasure, RJ.
Now,
Our pleasure.
for many of our aspiring entrepreneurs, and I get to interview so many of them, the first concern really is that, I've got a really great idea, pero wala akong kapital para magsimula ng negosyo. Is that a good time to already approach the bank, or dapat may tumatakbo ng negosyo, may tinatawag na proof of concept before they come to the actual bank to borrow money.
You hit it right there when you said proof of concept. And this is something that we really look out for when we do our lending. Because in the end, when you do extend credit, you're out to collect. And the proof of concept is among the many basics for you to be able to establish that there's cash flow, that there's ability to generate profits, and then therefore there's ability to repay the credits that we extend.
I know it sounds kind of funny, but at what point should they come to the bank when they need the money? Is it pag expansion na, or kahit kunyari, may malaking order ako, kailangan ng konting pera, hindi kaya ng current budget ko, lalapit ako sa banko. When is the best time to actually approach the bank?
When we pursued to understand our customers better, came to a point that we realized we needed to streamline our product offerings to precisely match the needs of negociantes and at whichever point they are in their journey. Those that are already going concerns, they will require some kind of financing day in and day out. Those recurring expenses, for example, working capital requirements. And then this is something that we support via our credit line. It's called a KCL, Kanegosyo Credit Line. It works pretty much like a credit card. You borrow as you need it, you return when you have the monies, you only pay interest for the amounts that you borrow. It's available to you for a year, and then we renew every year.
Just to clarify, so to my mind, it's like kunyari, okay, I will let you borrow 100,000 pesos. But you don't have to take everything out. Pwede gamitin mo lang dyan 50,000. At yun, so 50,000, when you take it, you only pay interest sa 50,000 na yan. And then, you can give, when you pay it all back, nandiyan pa rin yung 100,000 na rin. You can borrow full 100,000.
Sure. There are other needs that come along the way, no? For example, Christmas season. Suddenly, there's a big buildup in inventory that you see, no? That's not part of what you've budgeted for the year in terms of financing, for example. Pero you don't want to let the opportunity pass because Christmas, and it's brisk, right? Then we have something we call it's Kanegosyo Ready Loan. It's really meant for short requirements. We're looking at 6-month requirements. One-time need, you draw it all, and then you return over 6 months. Pay interest only for that, of course, or still for the amounts that you avail. And then, for those who have been in business for quite some time and then start getting into expansion, into major acquisitions, major repairs, that's when we are offering a third kind of financing facility. We call it a Kanegosyo SME loan. That one is 5-year loan. And if it's a property acquisition, we can go as long as 10 years.
Now also, a big of the hesitation for many of us who are small entrepreneurs is that they might need the paperwork to go to the bank. So they're scared kasi parang, ako, hindi kompleto yung mga dokumento ko na papakita sa bangko. And the second one, admittedly, they also think na, naku, kasi yung bangko kailangan lagi ng collateral para magsimula ng negosyo. Wala akong mabibigay ng collateral.
About collaterals, that is also a real concern. How do you ask for collaterals from SMEs who are starting? And these are small businesses. They probably don't have the assets yet, which is why in BPI, in business banking, our offerings include collateral-free.
There's a lot of different banks right now, and I'm sure it's a very nice competitive atmosphere for the bank industry, healthy for the country as a whole.
Yeah.
But in your estimation, ano ba yung secret sauce ng BPI that where we are the bank of choice when it comes to SMEs?
We have structured our financing suite, and we said we want to be to them madali, magaan, mabilis.
Madali, magaan,
Madali, magaan, mabilis. Madali meaning we're accessible, meaning do they have to come and see us in the branches? No. We recently launched a microsite. It's called Kanegosyo on the Go. Allows them to go visit, check what their needs are probably, and then do an eligibility test to see if they can pass, no? At your convenience, anytime you can save, can go back to it. Magaan, is it all about the interest rate? Is it all about the pricing? No, a lot of it is about the structuring. How you make it very light for the customer on the pocket so that he is able to shell out whatever it is that his business cash flows allows for him to be able to repay the loan. And mabilis, meaning we honor our turnaround time commitments. We are always in front of the customer. We tell him where they are in the journey.
The three M's of BPI business banking. So finally, na-convince natin the people here, the small business owners like myself, to start off with their loan journey with BPI. How is the best way to start off the journey? Where can they go?
That's the nice thing about BPI and the way it's trying to engage the market, business bank including. Phygital. You can reach us physically, go to the branches. You can speak to your relationship managers. They will refer you to the right person, to the right product owners. Or go and visit us. Check out the BPI SME banking website.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Hey, pare.
Boss,
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much for time.
Maraming salamat. Maraming
Much
salamat.
appreciated.
Maraming salamat, RJ.
For many micro, small, and medium enterprises like yourself na gustong umutang sa bangko to grow their business, ano yung tips mo muna sa kanila before they approach the bank? At least, preparado sila. They know, what should they know about their business before approaching? What should they know about their paperwork before approaching the bank?
This is how I do business. 3 things that you need to consider. Number 1, you always need to assess first yourself. Ano ba talaga yung strength mo? Ano ba talaga yung galing mo? The second thing is, you need to understand the market first. The third one, I think this is one of the most important part pa. You need to understand the fundamentals of business. Marketing, operation, accounting. You also need to protect your integrity. Huwag kang kukuha ng alam mo na hindi mo kayang bayaran. Kasi at the end of the day, kapag na-establish mo yung credibility mo, bangko na mismo ang magtitiwala sa'yo.
Got that. And then finally, moving on, what is your advice for up-and-coming entrepreneurs who are looking to expand their business just like you?
First one, naniniwala ako na hindi pwede na puro lakas lang ng loob, RJ. Napaka-importante dito na maintindihan mo muna kung ano ba talaga yung kailangan ng market. Ano ba talaga ang sinosolve mong problema? If you don't know kung ano yung problema ng market, then definitely suntok sabon yung ginagawa mo. Number 2, kailangan mo samahan ng sipag at tiyaga. Alam natin dalawa kasi parehas tayong negosyante kung gaano kahirap ang magsimula ng negosyo. Mag-offer ka ng products mo, then you commit doon sa iyong mga pinapangako sa mga kliyente mo. You always need to protect your name. Kasi sooner or later, sila na rin din ang mag-share sa ibang tao kung gaano kagaling si RJ sa kanyang negosyo o yung kanilang mga produktong ino-offer. Number 3, which I think isa sa pinaka-importante para sa akin, have faith in the Lord. Sometimes we feel na parang wala ng pag-asa. Pero naniniwala ako sa divine intervention. Sipag, integrity, and faith. And I really believe na hindi imposible na maging successful ka kasi naandun yung tamang combination na para magsimula ng isang negosyo.
Joey, thank you so much again. Thank you so much for all the insights that you've shared sa ating mga viewers. Again, this is RJ Ledesma. Thank you for watching Business Maker, building your business one day at a time. We will see you in our next episode. Thanks, guys!